Hello, my name's Ed Nichols. And I don't know about you, but when I was a child, when I was a boy, uh, quite a lively boy and at times quite mischievous, what I remember is that lots of people, my mother, my father, my relatives, when I was with them, and occasionally my neighbours would say, usually to my parents, what he needs is a good talking to. And that was probably true. Uh, it was a deserved comment. But you know, when I became an adolescent, a teenager, particularly in my late teens, when I became a young adult, when I became a middle-aged adult, and then an older adult, do you know what I feel was more true? Is that I actually needed a good listening to. And my experience of a lot of people in the Gateshead communities and in my life in general is that there are many people who need a good listening to. That there are many people in normal life, not just in these days of COVID-19, but in normal life, they seem to struggle to find someone to listen to them. Sometimes we can be surrounded by family and friends, and yet somehow feel unable to talk ourselves out with them. We perhaps feel, being British, perhaps we feel, they can't be bothered to listen. They've got their own problems. They'll think I'm moaning on, or perhaps we think we're moaning on. But for whatever the reason, we can go many, many years and find that actually we do need a good listening to, but we just never got round to getting someone to listen to us. I want to encourage you very much in this thought. We're beginning a service called Hear, as in this type of hearing, H-E-A-R, Here and Now. And that service offers to you an opportunity to be listened to. Not so much counselled, advised, but to be listened to. Because I believe many of us need to talk ourselves out. We need to talk for perhaps a long time, and we are going to present this service to make that available to people. And we use the word here and now because it seems to me also that many people need to talk pretty immediately. They get into low moods, sometimes very regrettably into suicidal mood. And they cannot find quickly enough any listening service that helps. We're very thankful for the Samaritans, but sometimes we feel we want something a bit closer to home. And I just want to say to you that this service, this Here and Now service, offers to the people of this community an opportunity pretty immediately to be able to talk themselves out and be listened to when they feel it's really, really necessary, when they get very low, when they feel perhaps life's just not worth living anymore, when they feel they've got a whole stack of stuff accumulated in their minds, in their emotions and in their hearts over years, and yet have not actually spoken about it, got it all off their chest, as it were, and known the healing power of just talking yourself out. I want to say to you that this Here and Now service that we're offering to the community is based on this assumption that when you feel you have talked yourself out and you've got all the things that perhaps disturb you or trouble you or worry you or make you apprehensive or make you feel that life just isn't worth living, when you've got all the burdens of all of this off your chest, there's a healing in that. There's a healing in talking yourself out. And so what we're looking to provide is not just people to listen, but people who care about you to listen. And we've spoken and trained a lot about compassion. And compassion is the ability to get into the skin of another person, get into their feelings, to the point where we can empathize, we can understand, and we can care. And so I want to encourage you to know this, that this here and now service which we are beginning will be a weekly service. We'll be looking at lots of various areas of our lives that can give us trouble and heartache. And we're going to be looking at them week by week and giving you an opportunity to contact us so that you may be heard. So that in any hour that we speak with you, 55 minutes of that hour will be in listening. And the only time we will speak is to perhaps ask questions to help you to get the stuff off your chest. So I want to say to you that this is, I believe, a very, very important community service, because I believe that when a community looks after itself, there's a healing in that. When we feel we can talk to someone who cares about us, has compassion for us, and can listen patiently, we sense something wholesome and good about that, and it helps. I wouldn't say it might be the whole solution, but it certainly helps to bring us out of perhaps low moods, to bring us out of thoughts that suggest to us that actually life isn't worth living, when actually it is. And so we offer this service, and it will work like this. If you've heard this video and these words, if you wish to arrange with me, through me, someone to speak to, male or female, then we can set up an appointment for you. And basically, this is not in place of what you might do through your medical practices, through your GPs, not at all. Obviously, we want you to take full advantage and probably to go first to them and take full advantage of them. But what we find often is, that when people come into the centre and are in a low mood and need to talk, sometimes they have to wait weeks for an appointment for a talking therapy. Or perhaps they need something more sophisticated. They may need a community psychiatric nurse to talk to. But yet these seem to be like gold. And people wait a long, long time, months, sometimes over a year, to get such a contact. So what we are providing is not at all in place of these very, very valuable and good services, but rather something that supplements it, something that enhances it. And so, to you fellow residents in our Gateshead communities, let me say to you, this service may be for you. If not today, perhaps next month, next year. But this service is available to you. And we believe ultimately that a community that cares for itself, heals itself, and increases the quality of life within that community. And we want to be part of that. And we have caring and compassionate listeners who will listen confidentially to you. May I just stress that? This will be very confidential. It's not for sharing with anybody. So if you need this service, you can contact me, Ed Nichols, in two ways. You can telephone me at home on 0191 460 4567. That's my home number. And if I'm not here, there will be an answer machine, and you only have to leave your contact details, your name, perhaps an email address, your name and perhaps a mobile number, a telephone number, and I will contact you quickly and as immediately as possible. My email address, if you prefer to email rather than telephone, is ed.nichols, which is NICHOLS, at live.com. And finally, let me just say these words to you. If today you find yourself in a low mood, perhaps made worse by all the lockdown and all of the upheaval of the pandemic, remember you're not alone. You might think nobody wants to listen to me, but what I would say to you is yes, they do, and yes, we do. And so if we can be of any help, please contact us. A community that listens and cares is a community that brings healing to itself. And I believe that each of us can help one another to achieve that. For this area, these inner west and outer communities of Gateshead can be healed, can be good places to live and prosper, can be places where we love life and we'll see many good days. And perhaps it all starts by just having an opportunity to be heard, to speak and to be listened to at length. When do we stop listening? When you feel you've said everything that you need to have said. When you feel you've got it out of your system, off your chest, out of your feelings, out of your thoughts, off your head, till you've talked yourself out. And then at the end of the session, there are a number of options that we can talk about. Things that we can suggest. The decision and the choice is always yours, but there are things we can offer you that may help in addition to being listened to. And of course we will. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to us. The service again is called Here and Now. And if you need to talk, don't be too British. Men particularly I'm talking to, don't be too macho. It isn't only women who need to talk themselves out. Men often, we're way overdue at talking ourselves out. Sometimes we don't think it's manly, but yes it is. We Brits are not like the Italians, the South Americans, the Africans. They are much more open about their feelings and much more inclined to talk themselves out than we Brits. But I would encourage us, if we struggle to talk, to be less British in that sense. So there are good senses in being British, but one of them is not having a stiff upper lip. Sometimes that just leaves us in trouble. So let me encourage you, men, women, of our communities. We're here to help, and if we can listen to you, give you a compassionate hearing, then this will be something that is good for you and will be satisfying to us. My very best wishes to you all, and I'm looking, I hope you are too, to the communities of Gateshead looking after themselves more and more, and increasing the quality of life that we as residents of Gateshead enjoy. I really thank you for your time. Take good care.